The nodes of the moon just moved from the 4037 to 5559. Hi, I'm Veronica from Human Design Journey, and I'm here with the transit report and what's going on in the background frequency. So, 2 days ago, the nodes of the moon moved from the channel of community 3740 to 5559. We were there since December. So it was a very long period, 5 months, that we had this energy, this tribal energy of deals made, of shaking hands, of being really community oriented towards your friends, towards your family. It was time of bargains, of support. And we could really feel that. Did you feel that? Um, it was an amazing period also for me. And truly, the support I got from friends and family was amazing. And now we move from that to the 55 and the 59, line 6. So, what is this about? The 55 is the gate of spirit. It's the gate of abundance. And abundance is truly and strictly a question of spirit. So here it is about the power of emotional awareness, of what is emotionally correct and what is the right spirit. And um, as part of the channel of emoting, there will be a lot of moodiness. But the interesting thing is also when we look at the transit field in general, is that we had very strong transits the past weeks, and especially the past week, since we had two defined channels, 3740, which defined the ego, the heart center, and the emotional center. So very emotional times, and especially if you're with undefined emotions and undefined willpower, that truly could have made a big difference for you of being more emotional than in general and trying to prove, taking emotional decisions, not waiting for clarity, and trying to control things, to be in control. And we also had the Sun Earth last week were in the channel of um, Genius to Freak, the 2343, which defined the throat center and the ajna center. So if those are in your chart naturally undefined, you could had extra pressure to think and to conceptualize and to prove that your concepts are right, as well as with undefined throat, you could have felt the pressure to express, to act, maybe hastily. And if it was not the right moment, your breakthroughs and your um, what you wanted to express could be taken really as eccentric and freakish. So timing is very important. But now all this pressure is actually gone. If we look at the transit field chart, and for some reason, Instagram doesn't allow me to upload the image, so you have to listen to my voice and look at me. But now we see that all this those channels are gone, so all this pressure is gone. But of course, new pressure comes. We're never left alone. It's always the background frequency changing, and every day is different, even only because of the moon, which is right now in the 27th gate, line 6. But let's go back to the nodes. Those are very interesting nodes, as we can really taste the coming energy of the changing background frequency on a larger scale, since we're leaving the cross of planning. And in 2027, after the 14th of February, we enter into a very, very big cycle of 400 years, which will have the cross of the sleeping phoenix. And what's interesting is that we got a glimpse the past months of the past of what was the energy for the past 400 years, where we had a lot of support, where blood and family were the most important. And it's part of the social network, if I could say, where we had the support of the tribe, the support of our people. But as we can see, and now we're very vividly going to see what's going to happen in the next months until July, when the nodes again will change. We will have a peek into what the sleeping phoenix has in stock for us with the 55, 59. And we start in the 6th line right now. So really a taste of the future, of the new reality, where blood is no longer that important. Connection by blood. It will be connection by spirit, but by connection with those who you resonate. You know, your vibe will attract your tribe. It's not any longer the family the most important. And we see it in the rate of divorces happening, or people not engaging and not getting into marital status, not marrying until much later in life. And that's for a big part pressure of our social systems, of the tribal law, of the support, and of those 400 years which are slipping away. They're gone. The future is already here. And very soon we're going to taste more of it, as we will completely move to the new cycle in 2027 after the 14th of February. So people take a lot of time before they decide to reproduce, have children, get married, if ever. And that has to do with the new coming cycle. And right now, since the nodes are there, the nodes of the moon, which is the background frequency, the stage on which things are happening for the next, 2.5 months, we're going to really taste what is it about this new frequency, the frequency of the sleeping phoenix, where the old is being burned in the ashes, and something new is being reborn out of that. That's why the sleeping phoenix. But before that, everything has to be burned down. And we see all these conflicts that are going on, and all these changes which are happening in the world right now. It's really burning down the old. And it's making way for the new. But of course, this can be quite difficult time, as this is the so-called interregnum, the place when the new is born, but before the dawn, there is the blackness of the night. And the interregnum is this phase where we see the sunset, where it is between the light and the darkness and the light, which is coming, the old and the new. It can be very challenging times. And what are they all about? It is all about finding the right spirit. And if we look at the sixth line in which we enter in 2027 and in which we are right now with the moon nodes, it's called selfishness. So it is the possibility of finding the spirit through materialism. Isn't that quite interesting to find, to be spiritual in a material way, through material ways? Or the possibility that materialism becomes obsessive with a mean spirit that will not share. So for those who are not living authentically, who are not awakened by this new spirit, although finding it in material ways, it will be quite difficult times as people can wake up in this moody energy, in a bad mood, not even knowing why, for no reason, not knowing what is happening. This is also, it's an individual energy. So also melancholic, but also moving in a pulse. So it's here and then it's not. I know, I know, I don't know. I don't know, I don't know. Suddenly I know. And this can really confuse people. It is quite a creative energy as well, especially if we are in our authentic self. And we can really find abundance through spirit, through the right spirit, through the people who we resonate with. And those will be people who are authentic people. We will be looking for authenticity. And you see, the masks are falling. The truth is coming out. We can no longer have a life from 9 to 5 and then a different life after that. It's no longer viable. Even because of social media and AI, but especially through social media, our boss, for instance, or our clients can hop online, they can see who we really are. So it makes no sense to be somebody we're not. It makes no sense to pretend you're something to keep up a good face to the outside world. It only makes sense to be authentic and to live the same person, whether you're at work, whether you're with your friends, whether you're alone. It not only makes sense, but this is the only way which will truly allow us to thrive, not only survive those new times, not only be burnt by the fire of the new, by the fire of the phoenix, but to to really thrive, to be reborn, to take this new path, the path of authenticity, of being who we truly are, and bringing our unique energy to the table of abundance of the universe. That's what's going to be viable. That's the mutation which is going to survive or not. And then, if we look at the other gate, which is the 59th gate, part of the channel of mating, a design focused on reproduction. It is also part of the defense circuit. So it is about survival of the species. But more than that, the gate of sexuality and the gate of dispersion is the ability to break down barriers to achieve union. And this means you can break the barriers which make you more intimate with the other person, whether it is in love, in friendship, in at your work, at business. It's about becoming more intimate, more close to the other people and breaking down the barriers. But let's look at the sixth line in which we're entering on the 14th of February 2027, and in which we are right now as well, since the nodes move backwards, and we start with the sixth line. So the sixth line is called the one night stand, which is a little bit meaning which can be wrongly interpreted as being promiscuous. Absolutely not. The sixth line is the line of the idealist. They're looking for the perfect partner, they're looking for the perfect love. So it can be a one night stand or an all life engagement with somebody, but it has to be the right one. It has to be the one which truly awakens our spirit and truly allows us to bring down our barrier and get engaged. The sixth line, it's about the role model, it's the administrator, it's the optimist. And there is this objectivity there. If it's not the right person to connect and break the barriers down for, the right person to be intimate with. And intimacy, forget about the sexual connotation. Of course, it's there as it is part of our reproduction, for keeping the our species alive, to keep our genes going on. Still, it has to be the right gene, the right combination of genes, which we feel are valuable, which we feel are a mutation or a genetic continuance, which is really worth it. We're always looking on the lookout, or our genes are always on the lookout for viable mutations, for viable um, um, hereditary and healthy genes to be passed down the generations. So the sixth line is looking really for the soulmate or not, for the trust or not. So if you cannot trust the person you meet, or if we talk about the new tribes that we meet, or the new social groups we're in, it's not going to work. So again, we're talking about here authenticity, trustworthiness, really the soulmate or not, but we can also interpret it as the right person who wakes up our soul, who touches our soul, with whom we resonate, with which we vibrate, with which we feel in harmony with. And what it says about the lines of the sixth line of the 59th gate, it says the tendency based on personality or circumstances to accept only temporary unions that may be otherwise impossible or dangerous to continue. What does this tell us? Yes, we might accept temporary unions with others, bring down our barriers, be intimate with them, um, even if those are impossible or dangerous to continue afterwards, but they have to ring the right, the truth has a ring to it. They have to touch the right place in our soul so that we do trust those people, that we do allow intimacy to happen, that we're close to them, close to their spirit as well. And the exaltation says the perfected relationship, whether for a moment or an eternity. So if it is the right person, the right spirit who touches us, it can be for a moment, or it can last for a very long time. So keep your eyes open. Respect what you feel in your body, because this will be so important for the unions we get in. And it is the power of intimacy regardless of conditions. Intimacy can be very powerful, as it can be the reason we come with something new, that we really bring fruitful relationships or projects to fruitfulness, so that there is something new coming out, which is viable, which is really worth it, and which brings abundance at the end. And the other side, the detriment says the basic drive to move on that seeks impermanency as a matter of course, and not in response to circumstances. The drive for sexual and intimate diversity. So, on one side, we're looking for intimacy, even if the union is temporary. And on the other side, there is this drive that seeks impermanency. The only thing that we can be sure of is change. That's the only certainty that we have, is that every moment will be different from the other. And when we grasp this on a very deep level, then we accept that the past is permanently gone, and it makes no sense to look at that for too long, except for to bring the lessons from the past into the new. And this is exactly what we learned the past few months, or it was like a reminder because of the nodes being in the 4037. What can we bring to the new reality? What is viable? What is really important? What unions are important? What friendships are important? What or whether it was our loneliness. The 40th gate is also the gate of loneliness. Was more important than staying in a union or staying in a friendship or even staying with your own family, with your own people. It's not about blood anymore, as I mentioned. It's about your people. And your people are the ones you resonate with. So we could kind of have a look at the past, of the past 400 years, for the past months, of all these support mechanisms which were supporting us to thrive. Work without payment. It is the ego has two parts. It's the capitalist part and the communist part, where the capitalist is about money. It's about, let me see your credit card. And the communist, it's about support for which you're not paid. It's for a tap on the shoulder. It's for love and appreciation. And this is what we see in channel 4037, the channel of community. Getting support just because I like you, just because you supported me, and the tribe is sticky. So I supported you, now you support me. What can we bring from the past to the future which can support us to the future? It is not about abandoning the contracts, it's about renegotiation. So if you don't feel you're in the right place with the right people, working the right job, being in the right and correct relationship, it is now the time to renegotiate those contracts, as we're moving into the times of the sleeping phoenix, where only authenticity will survive. It will be a matter of really a matter of survival. Are we going to survive? Yes, if we're in the right connections, if we're in the right spirit, we will have abundance. And of course, abundance being part of the right spirit, which wakes us up, which helps us being creative. Also, the 59th gate is part of the defense circuit, but also part of the tribal circuitry. So it is about support. It is about getting contracts and agreeing to those those support mechanisms with all their conditions, but it has to be the right support, and it has to come from the right people, and it has to come from the right spirit in response to circumstances. What does this say? That we need to adapt. This is what the 55th gate also brings. Being part of the individual circuitry, it's bringing out the new. It's bringing out something that has never been there. It brings transformation. It brings mutation. But it has to be transformation and mutation, which is correct. And correctness comes from really listening to the wisdom of our body intelligence. We are moving away from not only the cross of planning, but also the cross of Maya, which is about naming things, about finding answers to those esoteric questions or this inner truth. And we're moving to the cross of penetration. So the sleeping phoenix, they go in couples. So it's the sleeping phoenix, which comes with the penetration. And then it's about intuition. It's about knowing what is healthy for us in the moment and adapting to change. Listening. It's also the gate of listening, the gate of the right ear, which hears in the moment. And it's about listening to change. It's about listening to our inner truth, listening to our body intelligence so that we can tap into the future and not be afraid of it. As the 57 gate is also carries the fear of the future. What might be there for us? And then we also have support mechanism, ambition to be in the right spirit, with the right union, and for what is healthy to us, listening to the shock, because there will be shock there. The 51st gate gets into play as well. And of course, the 34th gate, which is the gate of power, and the 20th gate, the gate of now. So we have the channel 3420 coming as well in the sleeping phoenix, which is about being busy in the now, being busy to empower our actions and our words and our metamorphosis and transformation in the now. So those are interesting times, and you can really, in the next 2.5 months, listen, see what wakes up your spirit. Is it the right spirit? Are those the right people with which you're ready to be open, to be intimate, to engage with, to get their support, to give support, to be in a relation, whether it is love relation or even child-parent relation. You see, blood gets thinner. We are in the individual times, and who you resonate with, who your spirit awakens, are going to be the right unions, are going to be the right people for us. Really makes me emotional because we lived for so long with the blood connection, the blood being the most important. Your parents deciding who you're going to marry so that they keep the bloodline. And those times are gone. Whether it's for the good or for the bad, there is no moral in human design. It can be both, depending on how correct we are. and how authentic we are. Because lies and the tribal spirit of, everything is forgiven because you're from our tribe, the 4037, that's gone. That's truly gone. And you can really feel it because just 3 days ago, this energy was still here. And now it's gone. And what is to come doesn't have to scare us, guys, because it is the fallacy and the all the false things are falling away. And that's great. Respect will be there, and people will no longer look at those who are famous and rich. They will look as role models to those who are successful, who had history of a success, which is really proven. You can really see it. And new beginnings are coming as well. We're leaving the 42nd gate, the age of the endings, in the cross of Maya. And it marks the end of an era, 400-year-old era. And we're entering the new, the 53rd gate, part of the gate of the cross of penetration. And it is new beginnings. Those new beginnings are here for the development of our species because new genetic imprint is coming. They're called the race. They will have the ability to tap in consciously to groups of people, the so-called penta. And we as human will never have access to conscious penta, which is the energy which controls us when we are in a group setting. The individuality is gone, and the group individuality sets in, which is more important. And yeah, the energy is there to actually support the new species, the race, no longer here for humanity. But this does not mean that we will not have interesting times, times of abundance, as long as it is the right spirit that we're in. So don't forget, in the coming times, being spiritual can save you, knowing that there is something more than the bad mood you wake up in because of the background frequency, that our purpose is much bigger than we can even imagine. As we are for a reason on this earth and in a body, our spirit being trapped in that meat suit. But there is a reason for that, because it is only through the body that we can really experience through our cognition this world, through taste, through touch, through sight, through hearing. All our senses give us those experiences which are invaluable and which we're going to bring one day back to our bundle of crystals, to our souls, which come from the same bundle, and we will bring this wisdom with us. When you live authentically, when you live as yourself, when you don't hide who you are, don't pretend to be something else, you will be getting the best. You will be out of the trance, as I can call it, of the social environment or the cultural and all the conditioning we were getting from our families, from our social environment, and let our true self really flourish. Let all the masks fade away so that we can tap into what's really true, what's really authentic, what's really worth it. It's not worth living somebody else's life, right? We're here to live our life. We're here um, to be the main character of our own movie, not just mise en scène, not just furniture, but be in the spotlight of our own movie so that we can see what we are here to see, so that we can experience what is our life journey without the distraction of the mind, without the distraction of somebody else's movie. So, guys, have happy times, as a friend of mine likes to say. But they can be happy, they can be sad, and it's all part of the same coin, which has two sides. We don't need to avoid emotions. They can bring us the right spirit. We don't have to avoid unions because they can be crucial to our survival and food for our soul. But they have to be the right unions for a little momentum or for a very, very long time. So whether you're generator, builder, whether you're a projector, advisor, whether you're a manifester, initiator, whether you're a reflector, evaluator, it's about strategy and authority at the end. It's about waiting for life to initiate you guys, for all the types. And then, believe it or not, and you can experiment with that, we will get what's right for us. We will get on the path of the least resistance. And don't believe me, try it for yourself. Bye from me.